I was talking to a new acquaintance who said, I have a half brother. Oh, different mothers, I asked. He said, no, shark attack. Welcome to Shave&Butcher. So I spent my day playing golf and reading up on fascism. How was your Sunday? What did you do? Well, regardless, we're shaving, and it's going to be a nice little shave with the Thiers Issard. I don't know, my glasses. Well, I have them somewhere. Le Loup et le Bélier, I think. This pretty little thing. It's about 6/8 of an inch. So we're using that, and we're using Mitchell's Wool Fat. Because why not? It's a great soap. It's vegan nowadays, and who told me? Scott Owl told me they've gone out of business, or the brand is no longer available, which is a tragedy. I have a few packs, so I'll be using this. They last for a long time. It's the only soap I bloom, so it's blooming right now. The brush is this one, the Badger knot from Agard's, and the little handle out of porcelain that I made myself. Cheers. Here's to studying fascism. It's my first one. Honest. Okay, so it's been a while. It's been a while since I shaved. I actually haven't shaved since I last shaved with you lot. So that's a good, 10 days? Something like this. Now, lathering Mitchell's Wool Fat takes a bit of time. I'm going to do it down here. If you haven't tried Mitchell's Wool Fat, you haven't really shaved traditionally. You gotta try it. And you better get one before there are none left. It's certainly not the best soap in the world. It's not the worst either. It's the most interesting soap that I've ever tried, except maybe Williams Wool Fat, which is more interesting, and it's shit. So I don't use it very much. I really should do a Mitchell's Wool Fat video. I've done a number of them. They typically end up with me being really hungry because I just can't make a lather out of it. Mitchell's Wool Fat you can make a lather out of if you really try hard. So I'm lathering down here, just loading up. As you can see, the first foam is all, or the first little lather is all foam. Now, you really shouldn't lather Mitchell's Wool Fat with a Badger knot. But then again, that is the most traditional way, because in the old days, that's what there was. I guess pig as well, or boar, as we like to call it. So you have to bring up lather from the pack. It's in this porcelain little thing for a long time. And the bigger the knot and the more you have a natural hairbrush and not a synthetic brush, which is the clever way, the clever brush to use, the more you've got to add soap, because the badger will eat your soap and the boar will eat your soap maybe even more, and it's all bubbles at the beginning, so you need quite a bit to work with. And of course, the more you have, the more time you have to spend actually making something decent out of it. But starting out with a boatload of soap on the brush is a good idea. I have 10 days of growth, or whatever it is, or 2 weeks maybe even. No, probably 10 days. We can check. the video. And the more hair you have on your face, obviously the more soap is going to stain the whiskers. So you take this Pro Tool lather, this foamy thing, you beat it into submission until you have something that at least reminds you of a, just mildly moisturized dental paste. So you can't build the lather if you don't get rid of the bubbles. You can't build a lather if you have foam left. So no foam left here, just pretty beaten down soap. Then starts the fun project of adding water. It's a messy process. So I'm adding water gradually here. The trick is not to get too impatient. So adding water, using agitation. Sorry about the tap, I'll just rinse my hand off. Because this thing is slippery, like nothing else. You have to really work the water into the lather, the soap. So again, no bubbles. And you start all over. So I'm painting water into it gradually. I mean, this can take a long time, so you are allowed to fast forward. Just don't stop watching, because it'll be worth it. So lather's flying all over the place. This is why you need your own bathroom. If you're living with someone and you're a traditional shaver, you really need your own space. You don't have to clean up all the time. God, the bathroom's messy. Okay, so not everyone can have multiple bathrooms, but it really helps. It really helps. I haven't used this soap in a good while, and I haven't used it on a couple of weeks worth of growth. But I've added quite a bit of water, so let's see where we're at. Okay, getting there, getting the peaks. Now, you have to work all the new bubbles out of the lather, and here we go. Well, if you watch the channel regularly, you see me do this and talk about this way too much already, so maybe I should just do it. But you really need to concentrate a little bit, because you need to follow the process, or you need to follow your progress on the lather. Biggest mistake is stopping too soon. So what does that look like? Are there any bubbles? Not too much, so it's starting to look good. And my trick is when I think I've got it, I do one more round at least of adding water. So it's a soap that grows in volume. The more water you add to it, not all soaps are like that. A lot of modern soaps just become, more liquid, obviously, but stay super dense. It's flying all over the place. Mitchell's Wolfhat, you can make liters, a gallon out of it if you just stick at it. Okay, we'll call that good. We have plenty of soap for subsequent passes. Now, so the trick is basically to make it dense. I could go on. And to get the perfect leather, I really should. I just, you're gonna be too bored. So let's take the French piece of steel. Probably, is it French? Is it from Sheffield? We won't know. Okay, so starting with the whiskers, where it's a bit of unfamiliar territory. And here we go, down to the usual area. And if you've liquidated, if you put enough water in, it'll fall off the razor. For me, no matter which soap you use, the sign of a good lather is that it falls off the razor. Some people prefer their lathers drier. So you don't have to listen to me. You can listen to people who don't know what they're talking about. That's an alternative. Beautiful. So my wife in the background is playing depressing music made by women. It's her favorite. So I went to see a Swedish stand-up comedian yesterday with my son. It's a lot of fun. I really like stand-up comedy, and seeing it live is such a treat. And I learned there are different YouTubes. There's girl YouTube and guy YouTube. So guy YouTube would be what you're watching, someone building a car from scratch, someone trying to find the most poisonous snake in the country and picking it up, and things to do with weapons and that sort of thing. And then apparently there's girl YouTube, which it varies, but it typically features, women who walk around their home or their workplace or their park or whatever, and just tell them whatever they see and whatever they think of. And apparently I'm generalizing, and I'm quoting the comedian, sort of. And things are either horrific or absolutely fabulous. And they're filming themselves, and they see what you see in the camera or the phone or whatever. And they're as surprised as we are when we watch them. Wow, my hair is long. Can you see? So I have to check out girl YouTube, which to be honest, I didn't know existed. But then, you're stuck in your own echo chamber of whatever the algorithm feeds you. So, snake bites and fascism in my case, and the odd shaving video, and absolutely horrific or absolutely marvelous things in the case of my wife. So, I need to talk to her about this. And I should get a glimpse, we all should get a glimpse. 99 point something % of people who watch my videos are men, which I guess is representative approximately to the extent that people of the different genders shave. So, I don't know, maybe you don't know girl YouTube either. We probably should find out together. It's a bit too exhausting though, so I'm not going to make content out of it. You need to do your own research. But today is Sunday, so tomorrow is Monday. See how that works? Every single week. It's like you can set your clock to it. So tomorrow I have meeting after meeting and loads of stuff to do, and then I need to, I don't mind, but I need to travel to my country's capital to get one document signed or stamped or whatever by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Which will happen on Tuesday morning, but I need to travel up tomorrow, so I'm there at 8 or whenever they open. And hopefully they will stamp my document. So it's power of attorney for another country, so I have to get it signed and stamped and stuff put on it locally tomorrow, and then I have to travel to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to get it authorized by them, legal attested, whatever it's called. And then I have to figure out how to send the document, which has been stamped twice, to the country where it's going to be used, so that their Ministry of Foreign Affairs can stamp it as well. And then, and only then, can it actually be used. So I think I've figured out the first two steps. I haven't figured out the third one yet, but we'll need to do it. And it's like, I'm not even sure it's going to work. I may be traveling and spending 2 days in the capital, and I might not even get what I need. So, what book does that remind you of? That's right, The Castle by Franz Kafka. So I've read that book I love Kafka. It's one of the most entertaining and funny authors ever. So read him because he's funny. So if you haven't read it, Das Schloss in German. I think he wrote it in German, although he was Czech. The Castle. It's a mockery of bureaucracy, really. So reread it this summer, actually, and that information is going to come well in. It's going to come in handy. So be fun. So I'm spending 2 days, or best part of 2 days, to hopefully be in front of an important person for about 5 minutes to get a stamp. Yeah, hooray, God bless the internet. Oh no, internet doesn't work in this case. Must have a stamp. Ooh, a little bit of a rough shave. Not sure why, maybe it's the razor. But it's clean. Clean like clean like a condom at a Boy Scouts jamboree, basically. Okay, I'm going to use an aftershave I haven't used in a while. It's Pinot Clubman's original aftershave. So happy I found that. I have so much stuff. It's ridiculous. So I haven't used this in a few years, probably. Ooh, still a burn though. Still a burn. I'm gonna add more. Love that burn. The scent is still there. Do I look 10 years younger? I feel like I'm a 58-year-old woman called Barbara compared to what I felt I looked like with a bit of growth. Anyway, that's the shave. Thank you for watching. Much obliged. Have a beautiful week and I'll see you soon. Stay sharp.